Welcome to today's tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a simple flyer design. We will be replicating this design, and before we proceed, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, do well to click on the subscription button and turn on your notifications so that any update that we bring up in this channel, you'll be the first person to have the update. So before we proceed, the first thing we're going to do is to create a new document. So we'll just quickly go to the file menu, click on the file menu, click on new, and wait for the new dialog box to pop out. Okay, so I'll be using this already made dimension 1080 by 1350 pixels. So I'll be using this. That is a portrait Instagram size. So I'll click on it and create my document. Now the next thing I want to do is to bring in the resources. So bring in my resources, I'll go over to my file menu and make a multiple selection of these resources. I'll make a multiple selection, click and drag it to my Photoshop interface. I'll allow it to load, wait for it to load. I'll keep on double clicking and be dropping them one by one. So I will just resize them one side, resize them so I could have space to work on the main thing I want to do. So I'll just resize them one side. I'll resize this side also, resize this, and resize this. Okay, so after resizing it, I will hide some of these elements so that I will have the space to work on the specific elements I want to start with. So I'm going to just come over to the layer panel here and switch off the first layer here. I'll come over, switch off this one and switch off this other layer. So we have this background left with us. So this is the background we're going to be working with. So the next thing I'm going to do is to draw a rectangle. I'll just draw a rectangle and cover here. Now I'll just draw a rectangle and cover here. Now I'll come over to the layer panel, click the rectangle down to go below the background. Now we have our background on top again. So now I want to apply a blue color on this rectangle. If you look at the previous design here, this previous design has a blue background. So the blue background is part of the design. So we're going to be making use of that blue background. So for now, we're going to copy the color code of the blue background here. So I'll come over here and click on the blue background, then move to the layer and double click on the rectangle thumbnail. Double click on it. Then I'll come over here and copy the color code. I'll copy the color code and switch over to our new document and come over to the rectangle layer in the new document and double click on it. Then I'll paste the color code here. Here we have the blue color we needed, the same blue color with the other design. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take this background up and resize it. Take this background up, resize it. So I'm going to be blending this background to the blue background. I will be blending this background to the blue background. I'll make use of the blending option we have here in the layer panel. I'll come over to the layer panel at the top. I'll click on normal. I'm going to be using pin light. So pin light, I'll click on pin light. Then the next thing I want to do is to erase the lower part of the background on top. I'll come down to the add layer mask here and click add layer mask and make sure that the layer mask is being activated at the right of the thumbnail. Then I'll pick up my brush tool and make sure my foreground color is set at black. My foreground color is set at black. I increase my brush size a bit, and then just slide through a little bit. Okay, and here we go. We have that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to unlock the second background I'll be working with. Now, this is the second background I'll be working with. I'll take it up here and then resize this and take it up again. So I'm going to be blending it into the background that is below. I'll come over to my blending mode here. This time around, I'm going to make use of lighten. So I'll click on lighten. So make use of lighten, and then I'll come over here and click on the add layer mask so I can erase the lower part of the background. Make sure my foreground color is set at black. So I'll now pick up my brush tool here and erase the lower part here. Erase the lower part. Now I have gotten that. The next thing I want to do again is to bring in the image of our subject. The image of our subject. So I'll unlock it. Now this is our subject. I will just increase the size of it. Just increase the size of our subject and place it one side here. And the next thing I'll just do is to bring in the image of the shield where we're going to place the theme of the program. So I'll just come over here at the top of the layer and unlock the shield and just resize it. Okay, just make it a little bit more bigger. Okay, here we go. And the next thing I'm going to do now is to impute the text. Impute the text. So I won't waste much time in typing. I will just click and drag the text from the other document. So we'll not waste much time in this tutorial. So I'll come over here to the other document and select the text here and click and drag to our new document. So we have this. So I will just zoom in to see what we have. Zoom in and see how we can adjust that. Okay. So now I'm going to increase the size of this shield a bit so the text can be fitted. Okay. So we have this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to copy the second text. I'll copy the second text. Okay. I'll copy this. Click and drag to the document, and here we go. So we have that. Make sure it's well centered. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do again is come over and select other text we have here. Select them. Okay, I'll click this, drag, and drop it there. So I'll zoom out a bit to see how it looks like. Okay. So we have that. The next thing I'm going to do, okay, let me just resize this image, shift it a bit one side, okay, shift this a bit one side and go over again to the other design and zoom in. This time around, we want to have, we want to take the other text that are below here. So I'll just select, make a multiple selection and select them. Okay, I'll take it up there and drop it here. As simple as that. So in your own spare time, you could spend time in imputing this text and every other thing. So it's as simple as this. We've come to the end of this tutorial. Okay, one thing is left, the logo. So move over to the other design and click and drag the logo here and take it to the new design. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you very much for spending your time to watch this tutorial. If you have any question, please kindly ask in the comments section below, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. In that way you will help us become encouraged to upload more tutorials in future. Thank you very much and have